In this lesson, we're going to talk about the selection tool, extend edits, the blade, the razor blade, and snapping. The selection tool is over here. You see if I leave my mouse over it, hover over it, you'll get the keyboard shortcut, V. As far as selection tools, so our default shortcut is V. And this is really a handy tool for doing, think of it as your hand in editing. It allows us to, now this is a video clip right here and this is the audio clip, and they're connected. However, I can move up the video track up without having to affect the video one where it's at, but I can also move it. But if I select and then I move to the right, they move together because they are still connected here. So these guys are acting as if they are connected when you go to the right or to the left, but you can separate which track that they're on. So the selection tool also turns into a trim tool when you move to the right, the end point of a clip. Or if we go to the left side, you can see the trim shows up there. And so I can extend this as long as we have handles, as long as there's information there, I can extend it or bring it back on both sides. And you see that this one, I can only go so far. Then see how it stops? The trim goes beyond it. And that means that there isn't any more information past this area. So this is the end point of where the actual media clip starts. So there we see the selection tool. And again, the keyboard shortcut is V. So let's look at extend edits. So if I wanted to extend something, so let's say that this clip right here, see as I scrub it or as I trim it back, and I got to a certain point, or maybe I was just using the playhead and scrubbing to a point that I wanted. And now if I wanted to trim this back, then hitting if I wanted to trim this one, extending forward, I'd hit the E, and that cuts it and extends the edit this way. So that's an extend edits. Usually you're going to extend forward here. I'm just going to hit the E again, and that's an extend edit. Okay. And if I go too far, I get this message. It says insufficient media to extend the edit. That just means that, again, I can't go any further, just like I was demonstrating with the trim tool. This video clip is now longer than the audio clip, which is great. This is a good way that we could create a J edit where the audio of the other one would come in here. If I do wanted to bring these back together again, I hold down the Alt or Option key. That allows me to just move this one and then snap them. And notice how they just snap into place. Something we're going to talk about here. That snapping that's happening, we'll just go ahead and talk about it at this point, is due to this button right here, the snap being on. If not, then you can actually overwrite, drag clips on top of each other and go to exactly where you want, and it won't try to snap to either the edit line or a marker or another clip. But it's really beneficial to have that on, especially at first, because you don't want to have little tiny, like 1 frame gaps, called a track gap, in between 2 clips. Definitely a no-no. So if we use snapping, then our chances of that happening are much less. So see how it snaps to the edit line there, or I bring it over to the clip and it snaps to that one as well. That's how we can snap clips right together. Now the razor blade, if I wanted to actually just cut some out, so here we're talking and
hang up the prices on now because it's so inviting. You found it's worth 100. It's not 70 actually. The price has gone up.
Okay, the price has gone up and I want to stop it right there, let's say. Then I can come over here. Here's another tool to show you, the razor tool. Keyboard shortcut C, you could think about it for cut. So we select that. Now I just bring my edit line exactly to the point that I want to cut, and then I click the razor tool right there, and that makes a nice little division here. And I'm going to shift back to the selection tool, so you'll see that I can select this and it is now separated because there's a cut that happened here. So we split these tracks. And that concludes this lesson.